Penguin Random House Audio presents But What If We're Wrong? Thinking About the Present as If It Were the Past by Chuck Klosterman. Read for you by Fiona Hardingham, with an introduction and conclusion read by the author.
This is not a collection of essays. It might look like a collection of essays, and at times, it might feel like a collection of essays. But that is not the intention. Obviously, you can listen to this book however you choose. I can't demand people listen to this book in sequential order, nor can I stop anyone from skipping around and listening to random chapters in whatever insane pattern they desire. You can listen to it backward if that's your preference, but it will make more sense if you don't. This is not a collection of essays. For Silas and Hope. If what I say now seems to you to be very reasonable, then I'll have failed completely. This was Arthur C. Clarke speaking in the year 1964, attempting to explain what the world might be like in the year 2000. I've spent most of my life being wrong. Not about everything, just about most things. I mean, sometimes I get stuff right. I married the right person. I've never purchased life insurance as an investment. The first time undrafted free agent Tony Romo led a touchdown drive against the Giants on Monday Night Football, I told my roommate, I think this guy will have a decent career. At a New Year's Eve party in 2008, I predicted Michael Jackson would unexpectedly die within the next 12 months. An anecdote I shall casually recount at every New Year's Eve party I'll ever attend for the rest of my life. But these are the exceptions. It is far, far easier for me to catalog the various things I've been wrong about. My insistence that I would never own a cell phone. The time I wagered $100 against $1 that Barack Obama would never become president or even receive the Democratic nomination. My 3-week obsession over the looming Y2K crisis, prompting me to hide bundles of cash, bottled water, and Oreo cookies throughout my one-bedroom apartment. At this point, my wrongness doesn't even surprise me. I almost anticipate it. Whenever people tell me I'm wrong about something, I might disagree with them in conversation, but, in my mind, I assume their accusation is justified, even when I'm relatively certain they're wrong too. Yet these failures are small potatoes. These micro moments of wrongness are personal. I assume the answer to something was A, but the true answer was B or C or D. Reasonable parties can disagree on the unknowable, and the passage of time slowly proves one party to be slightly more reasonable than the other. The stakes are low. If I'm wrong about something specific, it's usually my own fault, and someone else is usually, but not totally, right. But what about the things we're all wrong about? What about ideas that are so accepted and internalized that we're not even in a position to question their fallibility? These are ideas so ingrained in the collective consciousness that it seems foolhardy to even wonder if they're potentially untrue. Sometimes these seem like questions only a child would ask, since children aren't paralyzed by the pressures of consensus and common sense. It's a dissonance that creates the most unavoidable of intellectual paradoxes. When you ask smart people if they believe there are major ideas currently accepted by the culture at large that will eventually be proven false, they will say, well, of course, there must be. That phenomenon has been experienced by every generation who's ever lived since the dawn of human history. Yet offer those same people a laundry list of contemporary ideas that might fit that description, and they'll be tempted to reject them all. It is impossible to examine questions we refuse to ask. These are the big potatoes. And now, since I like the sound of British women speaking, I'm going to have the rest of the book read by Fiona Hardingham, who's a woman from England.
Like most people, I like to think of myself as a skeptical person. But I'm pretty much in the tank for gravity. It's the force most recognized as perfunctorily central to everything we understand about everything else. If an otherwise well-executed argument
Sample complete. Ready to continue?